Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. Happy Friday. Topping our newscast, the fire station at St. Croix's Henry Rolson Airport is finally getting some attention. The Port Authority announced Thursday they now have the funding in place to completely replace the old building with a new one. NEWS2's Erica Parsons has that story.
St. Croix's Airport Fire Station will soon have a new look. In fact, it will have a brand new location.
Our engineers, our consultants, they worked over the last couple years on this project, but so now we'll be able to put a brand new fire station, there at the Rolson Airport in St. Croix. It'll be placed right next to the control tower.
It's all thanks to a federal aviation grant that the VI's Port Authority received, totaling $6.8 million.
Port Authority received a FAA grant in the amount of $6.8 million. The entire project is going to cost about $7.2 million, somewhere around there. But the funds is going to be used to replace the fire station that we have there. It's been in a deplorable state for many, many years.
According to Port Authority Executive Director Carlton Dow, the project will start pretty soon. They already have a contractor.
When you're doing a project, you have to actually bid it before FAA wants to see all your bidding and all what was done. So all of that was done previously. So which means we have our staff has already evaluated, selected a contractor, so that work could start right away.
This is the third year that the Henry Rolson Airport has gotten this grant since 2002. The FAA had stopped discretionary funding for the St. Croix Airport.
Over the last 3 years, we've been very happy to do the things that they ask us to do in terms of the reporting and also the work of Waste Management Authority, between our personnel and Waste Management Authority, bringing that situation to a position that FAA now is comfortable in allowing us to have discretionary funding.
The funds are desperately needed to make sure the fire department has the tools and comfortable quarters they need.
It just wasn't someplace habitable for our folks any longer.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
And the Virgin Islands Fire Service is notifying the general public that effective Monday, September 21st, the temporary ban that was placed on burning by the Virgin Islands Fire Service in the St. Thomas-St. John district is lifted. All applicants are urged to contact their area fire station so that fire personnel can conduct a visual inspection of the property to grant authorization to burn. Well, as we reported on Thursday, Hovenza's owners and attorneys appeared in federal court that same day to begin Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings. The company reached an agreement with Limetree Bay Holdings to buy the terminal assets of the refinery. And officials said in order to complete an orderly sales process, the bankruptcy is necessary. The sale would be court supervised, along with a Chapter 11 plan that would spell out how liabilities will be settled and what will happen to Hovenza's remaining assets. Federal Judge Mary Walrath approved a $40 million loan to Hovenza from its owners, Hess Oil and PDVSA, in the interim. The money would help pay critical obligations. The Senate Committee on Rules and Judiciary, chaired by Senator Kenneth Gittens, met Thursday and dealt with some 36 bills, as we reported yesterday. One of those bills could help prop up the government employees' retirement system, which at its current state could be facing billions in liabilities within a decade. News 2's April Knight has that story.
A bill that hopes to avert a pension system catastrophe is on its way to the full Senate body for voting. On Thursday, the Senate Rules and Judiciary Committee approved Bill number 31-0146, also known as the GRS Reform Bill, sponsored by Senator Neville James. Among the changes in the pension reform bill is in Section 754, which increases the age of early retirement from 50 to 55. An important change also authorizes a member of the system to purchase additional time for which he has not worked by paying into the system based on a formula. The bill is supposed to help save the GRS, which had to suspend all loans in August in order for the system to survive.
In August, Governor Kenneth Mapp lambasted the GRS for its faulty operations and bad investments, according to the governor. But in September, GRS Administrator Austin Knibb said it's actually the government that owes the system $100 million, adding to the growing unfunded liabilities.
That unfunded liability is $2 billion. And NIWS said change needs to happen very soon, or the future retirements of some 17,000 active members would be placed in jeopardy. The GRS reform bill is scheduled to go under Senate review during the Committee of the Whole sessions next week. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Specifically, the next Committee of the Whole sessions are scheduled to be held on September 22nd and 23rd. We'll keep you updated on the status of these major budget bills. The St. Thomas St. John Board of Elections met for a scheduled district board meeting on Friday. They discussed educational outreach programs, including monthly events for all elementary and junior high students across the district by the Office of the Supervisor of Elections. Election Supervisor Caroline Fox also reported that the registration cards of canceled voters will be ready by September 30th. They also submitted a proclamation to the Governor's Council for the local observance of National Voters Registration Day, which occurs next week, Tuesday, September 22nd. The St. John Cashier's office of the Lieutenant Governor's office was closed today, but will resume normal business hours on Monday, September 21st from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that's the word from Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter, who, by the way, is presently out of the territory to attend the NEIC Southeastern Zone's fall meeting in Charleston, South Carolina. The meeting hosts insurance regulators from numerous states, the District of Columbia, and 5 U.S. territories. Lieutenant Governor Potter serves as the territory's Commissioner of Insurance. Through the NEIC, state insurance regulators establish standards and best practices and coordinate their regulatory oversight. Senate President Neville James will serve as acting Lieutenant Governor. Potter returns on September 23rd. Hundreds of parents across the territory are taking advantage of a free program that could end up saving lives. In recognition of Child Passenger Safety Week, the Virgin Islands Office of Highway Safety held its annual safety clinics throughout this week with special focus on our little passengers. News 2's April Knight has more.
When this dad heard about the Child Passenger Safety Clinic on Friday, he made sure his son LaShawn was able to take full advantage.
Well, it was on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook. A friend of mine shared it to me, so I came out and checked it out.
The Child Passenger Safety Clinics held on all 3 islands is organized annually by the Office of Highway Safety. They give away free car seats to parents who are asked to bring their children with them for proper sizing.
There's no special requirements other than the person having a child, car insurance registration, birth certificate to say that that is actually the child and the car that it's being placed in.
Parents are taught how to install the car seats, which are set up differently depending on the child's size, and how to properly secure their children in the seats.
A warning to the public, the police can give you citations for you not having your child 13 and under in the back of the car or in a proper restraint.
According to Dickinson, knowledge of car seat safety is key in avoiding severe injuries or accidents involving children.
Last quarter, we had like 15 injuries. However, the numbers are going down because of the mere fact that, again, we apply to get enforcement funding. And as you can see throughout the territory that they're starting to do seatbelt enforcement, DUI, so people have to be very vigilant of that.
LaRon said it's something he's glad he participated in and thinks more parents should do the same. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Now, those car seats are going fast, so for more information about this free program, you can contact the Office of Highway Safety at 772-3025. There will also be an event in St. Croix as well on Monday. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is under fire for his handling of a question at a town hall meeting about when the U.S. can get rid of Muslims. The questioner went on to make an assertion that President Obama is Muslim. Trump appeared to take issue with none of the points raised. Steve Nannis reports.
Donald Trump is facing growing calls to apologize for the way he handled this question at a town hall meeting in New Hampshire.
We have a problem in this country. It's called Muslims. We know our current president is one. Right. You know he's not even an American.
We need this
birth
question.
certificates, man. But anyway, we have training camps brewing where they want to kill us. That's my question. When can we get rid of
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things.
Democrats pounced.
He knew, or he should have known, that what that man was asking was not only way out of bounds, it was untrue.
And some members of Trump's own party tried to distance themselves from the real estate mogul.
If somebody at one of my town hall meetings said something like that, I would correct them and say, no, the president's a Christian, and he was born in this country.
Donald Trump has been skeptical of President Obama's citizenship for years. He's not alone. A recent CNN ORC poll shows 20% of adults say they believe the president was born outside of the U.S., and 29% say they think he's a Muslim. President Obama was born in Hawaii and is a Christian. Trump's campaign manager said the candidate didn't hear the questioner say the president was a Muslim. In a statement, he argues, the media wants to make this into an issue about Obama. The bigger issue is that Obama is waging a war against Christians in this country. I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
Keeping our eye on the economy, here's our New York Stock Exchange with the Stock Market Watch. As you can see, everything down. The Dow down 289, NASDAQ 66, S&P 532. Coming up on News 2, how the VI will be recognizing events for Hispanic Heritage Awareness Month. That's coming up. Welcome back. Just a quick correction. On Thursday, we aired a story on the life of Judge Julio Brady, who passed away on Wednesday. We reported that Judge Brady was chief prosecutor in the 1979 Fountain Valley murder trial. While Judge Brady was indeed involved in the 1979 case initiated by Ishmael Labid, who was one of the Fountain Valley Five convicted in the Fountain Valley murder, Judge Brady was chief prosecutor in the 1973 trials, months after the 1972 murders. Well, September 15th marked the start of Hispanic Heritage Month all across the nation, and locally we kicked off the celebration with several events, but it's also the time when the territory celebrates the friendship between the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. And this year is the 51st anniversary of the VIPR connection. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, particularly St. Croix, share a very rich history.
It used to be a group of Puerto Ricans that migrated here, mostly from Vieques and Culebra, and they became such a force to reckon with, so they got together and they used to celebrate VI Puerto Rico, the unity between the Crucians and the Puerto Ricans.
From September 15th to October 15th, the contributions of the Latin community are recognized nationally during Hispanic Heritage Month. Traditionally, the VI has celebrated VIPR friendship.
The senators, in their wisdom, decided, well, let's have a resolution to honor the contributions that the Puerto Ricans made to the Virgin Islands, because at that time the Puerto Ricans used to own the mom and pop store, the fabric store, all the businesses.
VIPR Friendship is celebrating 51 years. The committee has taken charge of the Hispanic Heritage Celebration. This year's theme is honoring the institution of marriage.
What we have done is we have gone and looked at those couples that have married intermarriage, a Crucian and a Puerto Rican, or a Puerto Rican and a Crucian, and we have found a couple that have been married for 50 or more. We are all excited.
Despite challenges with funding, there are a number of activities planned for the celebration. The village opens October 9th at Canagata Ballpark.
Hello, come out, enjoy. I mean, this is going to be fantastic. And I'm inviting everyone to just come out and have a taste of what the Puerto Ricans and the Virgin Islanders have to give.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
And prior to the village opening, there will be Sacred Night on October 8th. It's a praise concert that will include many local churches and special performances from guest artists out of the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Well, many are out enjoying the mellow sounds of Sunset Jazz, presently in Frederiksted, featuring Hassani author Hassani, a St. Croix native, has been playing that trumpet since the age of 5, and he credits the Juilliard School, All That Jazz High School Band, Brooklyn Conservancy of Music, and while at the Brooklyn Music and Arts Program, he was selected to participate in the 2009 presidential inauguration parade. He will be joined by some of St. Croix's best local musicians. Again, that is going on until 9 p.m. tonight in Frederiksted. Meanwhile, Senator Villalay is wrapping up the school supplies donation drive. He said school is back in session and some students are still in need of basic school supplies. He invites you to come out to the Jazz. There is some time. Admission is free. However, your donation of school supplies, pencils, notebooks, crayons, backpacks, etc. would be greatly appreciated, he says. Don't forget your blankets, lawn chairs, and school supplies. This weekend marks the beginning of Coast Week's beach cleanup activities, and the first cleanup is scheduled for 9 a.m. Saturday, September 19th, beginning at 9 a.m. on John Brewer's Beach, St. Thomas. Volunteers from various University of the Virgin Islands student organizations and hundreds of volunteers from the community join to rid the beach of debris and garbage. The event is coordinated by UVI Marine Advisory Services. The next 3 events will be held on St. Croix. The first Saturday, September 19th, 9 a.m. at Dorsch Beach. Again, Saturday, September 19th, 7 a.m. Cane Bay. And then the final on Sunday, September 20th at Little Bay on Altoona Lagoon. The 4th annual Alan D. Burke Foundation Basketball Classic begins tonight at Central High School with games, live music, and more through Sunday night. At a press conference yesterday and at the educational complex today, former NBA players, Virgin Island basketball legends, and others spoke about the importance of community involvement and the need to help the island's youth make the right choices.
And all of us here on this panel right here are here for one reason. It's the kids. It's about the kids, and we need to understand that.
I was a prisoner, and I was a gunshot person. So again, if anybody that can fit up under that umbrella on this island, please come see me. We can sit down and talk.
Understanding that the choices that you make now can affect you, later on in life.
So what we're really trying to do this weekend is promote change. We need some people who have the influence and the potential to make a difference to start standing up. I mean, that's all we're asking them to do.
Great sport events there. Be sure to stick around. NEWS2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.